This is Dilani Diva, and today we are going to talk a little bit about spellcasting, the power and the pain of casting spells. Now, as a spiritual medium, a psychic counselor and guru, many people have asked me whether I cast spells. And the simple answer is no, I don't. And of course, I don't really waste their time because most of it is paid time explaining why I don't cast spells. There is a reason for it. So today I've decided to share this reason with you. There is what we call the natural order of things, and governed by nature and by God and our higher spirits who see more of the context than just simply you and I. And that is the wonder of creation. When we cast a spell, what we are doing is actually changing somebody's or a pattern of this natural order to suit our desire. And in some cases, particularly if these are people in our lives, lovers, brothers, sisters, family and friends, and even though this may be done through love or maybe in some cases through hate, it not only changes the natural order of their state of being, but it changes ours because we are trying to control something that has, or create something that has really not had time to grow and manifest itself. Our bodies and our spirits and our minds have to be ready in order to move to different levels of thought and different states of being. And it's not like pressing a switch to do so. It needs to naturally grow through inner understanding, through meditation, through our own personal daily experiences. Such growth and such desires are really very, very significant. And that type of being is a better way to be than being yanked and shoved and controlled by spells. Now, one could argue and say, well, what if I pray and I ask God for that to happen? Then what? Well, there's a huge difference. The higher spirits or God and our angels are aware of the state of being of the other person. And so they will work with that person through their higher consciousness to a state where they are ready to move to that level. And sometimes that is why prayer takes a while. It may not happen tomorrow. Spellcasting is actually quite different to that. When you come to think of it, we want it now. We want it to happen now. And because of our power of thought, it can happen. But it is only a temporary state of being, because a person can change for a short time, but if that realization is not coming from their deeper awareness, their deeper desire, then it can revert back to where they used to be and sometimes get them into even a worse state of being. There is a way that one can pray to help them to change. Now, how does this spell casting affect them and affect us, besides what I spoke about? We can take a good example in nature. I like to bring in creation and nature a lot into my into my sessions, as you have seen in the past. We as human beings have tried to change things in nature. We've created rain. We have built wonderful bridges. We've done all kinds of things, and scientifically we've tried to change the fundamental DNA of so many things. And what is the result of it today? We are faced with pollution everywhere we look, to a point now that many people and many countries are working hard to eradicate it. And so changing of these areas in spells creates pollution of the spirit, pollution of the soul. The markings of it may not be significantly shown immediately, but it can and will grow in your spirit for many, many lifetimes to come even. So it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to do. It lowers your spirit. It cuts you away from the higher spirits, God and his angels, and your own higher spirits. Because the best way to be is to let the natural order of things created by the greatest creator of all, God, to help us and evolve to better places. Accepting others and accepting situations sometimes is important, because when we accept them and call it what it is, it gives us greater power than trying to manipulate it into something that it is not, because it will always go back to what it was. It can be even worse, because a man who is silent is not necessarily a man that agrees with you. So to bring somebody into our way of thought, our alignment, and our forms of actions and reactions sometimes may never happen, because everyone is different, and that's another thing we have to accept. Or if it does happen, then it needs to be in the natural order of things. As I said, prayer is something that is a very good replacement and a powerful tool for changing the order of things in a good way, because we will always pray to God for good things. We will never pray to God to hurt someone or to manipulate someone, because we know that our high spirits, gods, will not do such a thing. So today I want to leave you with that thought of the power and the pain of spell castings, and be careful when you're dealing with it. It does have a huge amount of significance, but it is also very dangerous to your own spirit, and it can pollute you for many generations to come. And so with that thought, I will leave you to reflect, ponder, and have a fabulous weekend as usual. As for me, I've had my Christmas tree up, and it's what's the date today? 8th of January, and it's still up. So I'm going to get busy and get my tree down. And thank you for being there with me through my times of reflection. And for those who are subscribers to my list, I have this wonderful music channel that I have set out. Check it out on YouTube. I will be doing lots of spiritual music and my own compositions and classical. And I hope that you will subscribe to that too and just enjoy. I love to share, and this has been such a wonderful experience for me to be able to share with you. And if you need your personal reading, it's very private, it's very confidential, and I speak to my angel Liana. She's a very powerful angel spirit, and she will give us some pointers and to see if your desires are going to be met, or you're going to meet a new love, or how to manage your love, or how to improve your finances. It's all about the working of the body, mind, and spirit in alignment with God's energy, so that we can too one day reach the gates of heaven on earth, I would say. So have a wonderful, blessed day, and I hope to talk to you soon. Namaste.